harmonica fans, and welcome to another one of my videos on tongue blocking. And today we are moving into tongue blocking techniques in the low register. So far we've been talking about tongue blocking from the draw 4 upwards and maintaining your lip pursing technique on the bottom 3 holes. But now we're going to start taking things up a level and using tongue blocking in the low register. So we've been working in cross position and we've been working in third position. Today we're going to be working in cross position and I'm using an A harmonica. I'm not using a C harmonica because this is not a lesson for beginners. So if you're playing this kind of stuff, talking about and trying to attempt these kind of techniques, you will have several harmonicas. This is not for beginners. So we're using an A harmonica. Now we're at a point where if we want to start tongue blocking in the low register, as whether you lip purse, bending is absolutely crucial in the low register because notes we want to get involve bending techniques. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split this journey in 2 and I'm going to upload another series which will be in conjunction with this tongue blocking techniques about critical bending techniques in the low register, which will be 2 or 3 videos talking about exercises to help you hit certain bends, which I found really useful. So what I'm going to do today in this video is to talk about things which don't require heavy bending or in fact any bending to use tongue blocking in the low register, because if we're not basically at that stage. So I'm going to run through two separate exercises which hopefully will be really useful. So we're going to be in cross position. And the first one, the idea is by the end of it, you're tongue blocking through a whole octave, and that will be from the blow 6 to the draw 2. And traditionally, the last few videos, we've talked about switching to lip pursing on the 3 and the 2 and the 1. So this will start to switch that up a bit. So we're going to use a very common, popular lick, a lick that you'll be familiar with and will use regularly in your playing, which is the draw 4, then half step bend on the draw 4, draw 3, draw 2. It's this one. We're going to play that tongue block. So if you've been working on your tongue block bends on the draw 4, which we've spoken about quite a lot, and you're able to do licks like this. If you can do that tongue blocking, then you're ready for this. So it's draw 4, half step bend, draw 3, draw 2. Very, very simple, and that's a great way of getting used to going from the 4 to the 2 and working on your embouchure, and just work on that. But what we can do is we can take it up a level by adding in the blow 6 and the draw 5. And then we're moving through a whole octave, so it'll sound like this. And you can use the tongue slaps and you can use the octaves like we're talking about. And you can put variations in like I did there. It's on that draw 4, starting on a bend, coming up. Okay, you can really take that up a level. So you're not using a draw 2 bend or a draw 3 bend, so it's not too challenging. The challenge is to get clean, crisp notes on the draw 3 and the draw 2 using tongue blocking. And again, it may seem like impossible when you first start, but the principle is exactly the same. You know, your tongue is there just to produce the seal and the block, and if you work on it, it will come together. Now what you can then do, you can move things up a level. You can start on the draw 4, tongue blocked, draw 5, tongue blocked, and you can put a chord in there and a tongue slap, blow 6, an octave, back to the draw 5, draw 4, and then this lick. It sounds like this. So we're now starting to get into some proper tongue blocking. So you play around with it. So if you can do a bend on that draw 4 acts as a kind of anchor, either going up to the blow 6 or an anchor going down to the draw 2. So think of it like a pin and you're going this way. Okay? Now the other thing is, you'll probably find, again this is a personal thing, as you move down the harp and up the harp, if you're tongue blocking, you might have to change the angle of where the harmonica is in relation to your embouchure. So if you look at videos of William Clark or Dennis Grungling, for example, they really do change the angle, and often the harmonica is right up against the face, particularly in the low register. Dennis plays with a harp pretty much like that all the time, but if you look at videos of William Clark, for instance, he'll have it out here, and then when he moves down to the register, the high end will move into his cheek. So again, play around with that. It's not a static thing. You have to make subtle adjustments. You can do it keeping it linear, but you'll find, especially with tone, you can angle it in and it'll make a difference. So that's the first thing. So the second exercise, again, is very simple in terms of notes, but is quite challenging to get and play well. And again, this will be something that you would have heard on many blues records, particularly William Clark records, who's a sort of exemplar for tongue blocking, I think. And what we can do is we can do this lick and then we can integrate it into a groove, which I'm a big fan of, and I do quite a lot in these videos, as you know. So it sounds like this. So the riff itself starts on the draw 3, goes to the draw 4, back to the 3, back to the 2, blow 2, okay? There's no bends, so it's just about your tongue blocking embouchure, which is the same as you move up in the higher register. So easy to work on and develop. The key thing with these types of licks is they often sound messy, so make sure you start slow. I've talked about this before with similar things, and gradually build up the pace, okay? So the notes are, so work on it like that. Now, in the context of the groove, what we do is we do that lick, but then we do a draw 2 and then back to the blow 2. Sorry. So in the context of the groove, it's a cool thing to do tongue blocking. Now we can start to do some variations there. The first variation, it's the same notes, but when you hit the blow 2, draw 2, blow 2 at the end, you can either do that so it's tongue blocked and you breathe in and you breathe out with the seal. There's no leakage, and that's really good to do because it's very easy to choke those reeds and breathe too hard. If you want to keep it swinging, you have to adapt to what the harmonica will cope with. And it's not a good idea to really sort of tear into the harmonica anyway. So this will show you it's quite easy to choke the reed. Go on this one. Good practice. The second way to hit that is on the draw, when you go for the draw 2, is to lift your tongue off and make it more of a chord, and then to put the tongue back on for the blow. It sounds like this. And then you can alternate between the two. Etc. So no bending, but it's a good kind of William Clark type of groove. And we can do another variation, which again kicks up a level, which sounds like this. So again, same notes. So two very different exercises which involve using tongue blocking into the lower register of the harmonica, but don't use complex blends, which we will get to eventually. And eventually, you know, all this, that's all tongue blocked. But we'll start with the basics. So I hope you found that useful. Look out for my second stream of videos, critical bending techniques in the low register, which I'll start to upload. And combining these tongue blocking techniques with the bending techniques will really start to get into some sort of powerful stuff. And over the next few lessons, we'll really get to the point where you'll have a whole bunch of stuff, a lifetime's worth of things to work on. And whether you decide to be biased towards lip pursing or biased towards tongue blocking, it doesn't really matter. Hopefully, if you're an intermediate or an advanced player, all this stuff will be useful. Once again, thanks to everyone for checking out my videos, subscribing, and all the great comments posted. Really appreciate it. And let me know how you're getting on. Thank you very much.